What is up, everybody? nicklegostava here, about to bring you a review of the Amazon exclusive Transformers Galactus Odyssey Collection, Dominus Criminal Pursuit, Punch Counterpunch, and Barricade. Now, there may be some ranting in this because QC issues galore. Yeah. Alright, so right off the bat, QC issues, right out of the box QC issues. One of these guns was just loose flopping around in the box as well. So you did a great job, Amazon. I'm glad Lex Luthor Jeff Bezos is hard at work. But without further ado, let's get into the review. So here we have him, Barricade, in his vehicle mode. That's because I wanted to show some size comparisons right off the bat with him. There is his Siege counterpart in vehicle mode. I think that the mat right here would have been good if it didn't have all these scuffs and scratches on it right out of the box. I mean, it's really how they had to do that. And then this kind of feels a little bit bigger, feels a little heavier too. Well, actually, it just feels more balanced in weight because all the weight goes to the back of the vehicle mode in this. So that's what that's looking like right there with his Siege version. And I kind of feel like Punch Counterpunch's alt mode goes more with the Siege version of him than the Earthrise, because this feels more stylized like the Cybertronian modes, because this is from Power of the Primes, and it's a crappier recolor. They should have just released the original Power of the Primes. I don't have that. I didn't get it. I wasn't collecting Transformers at the time. And people are charging $80 for that on eBay, for the red rims and the more accurate colors. They didn't need to do a recolor. They were just like, hey, let's break what isn't broken. Let's try to fix something and break it in the process. So they did yellow instead of orange, but we'll get to that in Punch's mode. But just, the quality control issues are just pissing me off. Why? Oh, you can put the stuff in the joints and make it better. Yeah, I can do that. Yes, I can paint the red on the rims, how it's supposed to be for Punch Counterpunch. But it should just come like that. You know, it's a 2-pack price that they're doing with this because they know you want the characters. So, whatever. Let's continue here. I got to transform Barricade up. So I do have a 3D print thing on there because it has these crappy ones. It's even crappier mismatch, and I didn't put it on all four because I already put the other ones on smokescreen and I had one extra. But I do have 3D print hubcap covers. I have two different versions. I have one that has a Z on it like that, and then I have one modeled after a Datsun one as well. But I'll talk about that more in my Datsun Brothers video when I show off my custom prowl in itself. But look at more quality control issues here. Paint scratch down the side, 2 scratches, 1, 2, then white paint dipped off there. Like what, Barricade? You get freaking graffitied on? I mean, what the hell? That's some bullshit. No painted taillights on them. None to speak of. I will be doing that myself. And you can see right here, you can see through the clear plastic right there where it's not painted all the way, a paint scuff in the black. So just beware of the quality control issues you're going to run into if you purchase this. I mean, you might luck out. You might not get the quality control issues that I have run into. But it's just kind of, it's getting ridiculous at this point. I mean, you can expect a quality control issue. It used to be a very rare thing. You know, I didn't collect Transformers for a long time, and then I start collecting them, and then here we go with quality control issues. Almost every figure you get has a quality control issue. At least one. At least one. It's like, really, 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 really. Pop these out. I did transform him into vehicle mode. He wasn't like that out of the box, of course, because I thought it would be easier to transform him into robot mode on camera, and that's presuming to be correct. So there we go. Flip this back. Look at that. I just popped that off. I forgot to mention another quality control issue. That mushroom peg is like, it's smaller than it needs to be, on mine at least. It doesn't stay in very well. It had popped off when I had transformed it into vehicle mode as well. So Get it together, Hasbro. Get it together. I mean, especially with an exclusive. Like, this is a little bit more... a little bit more limited, you would think, as I just dropped his accessory that I had over there. His gun is painted in gold. It was probably on the same conveyor belt as the head, so it probably got the same gold treatment as the head. I will show him with the Siege one. I'll transform that so you can see the difference in transformation from the Siege version. But I'll do that after I talk about Barricade here a little bit. So, Barricade is a recolor of Smokescreen here. And you'll notice that on my smoke screen, I have all the hubcaps on. I have the taillights painted. I think I'm going to paint them all the way across on there. But yeah, and I have 3D print more accurate shoulder cannons as the exposure on my camera goes wild. But yeah, so he's just a repaint of that. I do kind of wish the matte carried it around to the front piece here, if that's what they were going for. That would have been a little more consistent on the Earthrise version here. There's that. Here he is with my fully custom painted prowl. I painted a prowl into that. So that's what that's looking like. I'm going to make a separate video on the Dotson Brothers and talk more in depth about that. But that's what that's looking like. So you got the good Autobot cop car and you got the bad Autobot cop car, since they've like retroactively added Barricade to G1. Even though in the 2007 Michael Bay movie, Barricade was supposed to be Soundwave, but I bet they just were like, hey, Soundwave isn't going to be a police car, so they probably just named him into his own thing. And then we'll transform this into Punch or Counterpunch, whichever one is the Autobot one. Let's flip that around. Flip these. They're on a double hinge if it wants to come out on me. If it wants to, there you go. There you go. And then we'll not have an undergun on them. Pop that out. Flip those hands around. I do like how the hand flips around nice like that. I just wish that it was the original color, the original release of the Power of the Primes one. I had thought about like, hey, I'll just get that since I already have the Siege Barricade. But no, I'm not going to pay $80 to some crackhead on eBay. I'm just not going to do it. So that's why I had to get this. Even though he can barely stand because of... oh, yay, ball joints that suck. Yeah. So his colors are more inaccurate to G1. He was supposed to be the darker blue, this kind of an orangish yellow instead of the just bright yellow. I will probably do something to this. I'm definitely going to add at least the red to the rims, but it's kind of inexcusable that they didn't have the red on the rims. I mean, that's a signature of Punch Counterpunch, but no, they couldn't do it. So there's that. He is less articulated, and he is bigger. So because he's from a different Transformers line, here he is with Earthrise Starscream. Right there, I did paint the null rays on that, and here he is with. Well, actually, I'll show Barricade with this since it's another Autobot mold into a Decepticon. So that's what that's looking like. But I mean, he's a big deluxe. I'll give it that. But it's from a different Transformers line. It has less articulation, and it's kind of out of scale with the vehicle modes of Earthrise because it's bigger in vehicle mode. But they wanted to charge a 2-pack price for this, and they couldn't just give us a better painted version of that. So, I mean, I guess I'll go over... Before we continue with this QC-ridden review of the set, let's compare him Earthrise Barricade with Siege Barricade. So this is what they're looking like, the differences. I think the Siege one pulls it off better, actually. It just has... The coloration for it works more. I do like the Dotson mold more than the Siege mold, but just how they did it in execution here, I don't really think it hits the marks that it should. This purple here, I kind of wish they did purple windows, and then you would have purple headlights on there. I mean, then you would have purple windows here. I guess they did it because it's supposed to be more Earth, and it can't be purple windows, even though, I mean, the Stunticons have red windows and all that stuff, but I guess that's just too much. You can see the differences in the light bar. I might put this light bar on my prowl, and, yeah. So... both hollowed out legs, both they're close in height. This one just edges it out a little more. But I think the arms look better with the black shoulders. The thing that would probably make it better would be the black shoulders and the black forearms or black hands, just to break that up a little more. But I don't know. I was really wanting to like this a lot more. But sadly, they just missed the mark, and the quality control issues on top of it just hinder it. But let's get back to the review. I almost wasn't even going to continue this review just because of the vast quality control issues. Something else I didn't mention on Barricade was these are very tight on this side. Let me flip this back down and show you that you're probably going to end up breaking this because of how tight that is. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's unacceptable. This quality control issues. Oh, you're raging. Yeah, mother. I wasn't even going to continue the review because of all the quality control issues in this set. I have even more to talk about after. I already got it transformed up here, but you can see it kind of goes with the Siege more than the Earthrise. This is blue streak here. You know, this is a little bit wider, so it fits in a little more with this, but this is still bigger than all the Earthrise and Siege cars because it's from Power of the Primes. But that's what that would look like with Barricade right there. So definitely a size difference, but the quality control issues of this just really have me bummed out because it sucks. Let's show you the other quality control issue with my Barricade here. So this part right here is very tight. That's probably going to end up breaking that panel right there if I'm not really careful every time I transform this, of holding that down and moving that piece out. So that's another, it's like that on both sides there. This is quality control issues on this set are galore, and I've almost had it. I have almost had it with the quality control of today's Transformers. Get it together. Do I recommend this set? I mean, I did really want Punch Counterpunch. I just wish it was the original colors, and I wish it didn't have all the quality control issues and the non-paint apps that I'm going to have to do to it. But that's that. Have a great one. If you're new, watch the videos. Decide if you want to subscribe. Have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, and a wonderful scratch right on the Autobot symbol. How great.